Órale, cholo. Oh, the camera's off. Órale, cholo, choclos, tres chingones, boxing styles, all the chingones y chingonas, man. Yes, yes, we are live, and nobody knows it or nobody knew it because it was kind of last minute. Um, because we're not gonna be able to be on Friday tomorrow. Tomorrow is Fourth of July. Tomorrow's Fourth of July, and I'm busy. David's busy, so we're not gonna have a show tomorrow. We usually go live on Fridays, but yeah, we're not gonna be able to do it tomorrow. So I actually have a little bit of time right now, so I thought, you know what? I'll just jump on right now, man. Whoever comes on, comes on. Um, Definitely want to talk about a lot of things going on. Damn, what the heck is going on with Chavez Jr.? Son of a bastard, man. But before we do all that, I guess we'll go ahead. I'll talk a little bit about Deontay Wilder first, right? I don't know if anybody saw him fight Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber. He's back for whatever, man. Look, I'll keep it short when it comes to Deontay Wilder. Okay, I am interested when he fights. I am. Is he a shell of himself? Yeah. He was never great though. He was just tall, he had long arms, and he has that equalizer. And he was just fighting a bunch of, fat dudes that were shorter than him. That's really what the heavyweight division was. And when the competition got better, or when he stepped up the competition, then, it showed that he was never really that great of a boxer. And he wasn't, you know. I think he always stands a chance because he's got that equalizer and because he's so tall and got long arms. But outside of that, if you got some boxing experience, you could find your way around that. I'll back this up a little bit. But there's talks about him and Big Baby Miller. That'd be cool. I still look, as long as they don't start gouging, as long as they don't start making his fights pay per view, if he's fighting mid tier guys, that's fine, man. I think there's only a fight. There's only one fight that probably that he could be in that would be pay per view, and that's Anthony Joshua. That fight is not what it used to be. I'm still interested, and I think that fight still sells, especially across the pond, dog. What's up, Joaquin? Wilder did look different, not training with Malik Scott. Yeah, I mean, look, maybe he's more dedicated. I don't know. Can you really teach a lot of new tricks? He's what, 39 years old. I still look again. If he fights, I'm watching. Bottom line, if he fights, I'm watching. You know, and I still would like to see if he's going to remain active. I still would like to see him against Anthony Joshua. Not what it once was, but still, if it happens, dog, I'm there. I'm watching it. So I think that fight sells more across the pond than it does here, though. But here in the United States, the biggest fight for him, not the best fight, but the biggest fight. What fight will sell the most money for him here in the United States? Damn, that's a good question, man. Andy Ruiz, maybe. There's not too many heavyweights that are stars. There's heavyweights that are up and coming, but they don't bring a lot of money to the table. Him versus Jared Miller, Big Baby Jared Miller, I think that's a pretty good fight. Let's see if they make that happen. But nonetheless, man, let's move on from Deontay Wilder. Christian and Billy. Hey, dog, look, I'll tell you guys this, man. He looked good, man. He looked good. But again, he fought Selesky, right? Who's Selesky? Is he really that great of a fighter? No, he's a super duper journeyman. But man, Christian and Billy look slick. He looked fast. He looked strong. He looked powerful. Damn, he just took it to Selesky, man. And he did what he was supposed to do: make a statement. You're at 168 pounds. Make a statement. Get people talking about you. Maybe now you get somebody, a bigger name at 168. And if you look that good against them, I don't know how they don't start mentioning you with Canelo. Chavez Jr. did Orange fan. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Um, but Christian and Billy, I like what I saw. He's always kind of looked good to a certain degree, but there are some fights of his where I was just kind of like, I don't know, man. He doesn't look all that great. This time around, he looked great. So as long as he keeps looking like that, one fight, depending on who he fights, I'd like to see him fight somebody. Look, even if he fights like a Caleb Plant, fight Caleb Plant, fight somebody. Heck, if he fights Jamal Charlo, because that will bring more eyeballs to him. Yes, Jamal Charlo's washed up or whatever, but if he goes in there and does something like that to Jamal Charlo, it just gets people talking. It gets eyeballs on him. That'd be good, Joaquin. That'd be good. I like that fight. Apparently, I don't know this to be true. Apparently, Pacheco doesn't want that fight or his team. I don't know that to be true. All right, these are all just rumors out there. So whatever. Again, just a reminder: we will not be live on 4th of July. That's why I'm on here now. Um, but yeah, man, Christian Billy. Let's see what happens. There's still a lot of time left in the year. There's still a lot of time left in the year. He should fight again. Hopefully, he doesn't sit on his hands. Hopefully, they do the right thing and they have him fight again, man. And hopefully, he looks great again. So, whoever he's in the ring with, hopefully, it's somewhat of a notable name. Um, let's talk about the card, the pay-per-view card. Um, I liked it until I didn't. The undercard I really enjoyed, man. I did. I did not see Tevin Farmer getting put away like that, dog, in what, like 80, 90 seconds? Damn. I did not see that coming. And Farmer's a beast, homie. Farmer's a warrior. He's not a great fighter, but the dude's got heart. I like Farmer. The guy's a warrior, man. And David Contreras, a gran chingon, David Contreras said Farmer was going to win that fight. Kid Austin went in there, dog, and just like quickly dismantled him. I was like, nah, dog, I can't believe it. After the first knockdown, I was like, okay, you know what? Farmer needs to cover up and just run the entire round and just try to survive because he still looked like he was on wobbling legs. But Kid Austin, I know he gets a bad rap because he pulled out of the Shakur Stevenson fight. Now he's saying he wants the Shakur Stevenson fight. Now he's saying he wants it. Nobody believed him of him being sick. So I think that's what people are questioning. And look, do I believe he was sick? It doesn't seem like it. But again, maybe it's true. The whole thing about he got poisoned over there, that thing, I don't believe that. Why would he get poisoned? But look, maybe it is true. Maybe he woke up and he was throwing up, diarrhea or whatever. Maybe that is true. I got no idea. It did seem like he ducked the Stevenson fight, but I guess now he wants it. So maybe he really was sick. But what he did with Farmer Holmes, I'm like, wow, dog. Has anybody done that in Farmer? I don't think so, right? I mean, Farmer has been through it. He's been through some good wars. I still thought Farmer was able to give him a better fight. But damn, dog, that kid, hey, man, he can be the real deal. Let's see. I don't want to exaggerate just with this one performance. I mean, we've seen him fight. We've seen him fight, right? And he's always looked good. He's always looked slick. He's always looked, powerful. But at the same time, man, he hasn't fought good competition. This was a step up for him. And dog, I mean, he just dismantled them like nothing. What's up, party familia? Let me see. PBC broke. They have to go to Saudi to make fights now. Heyman flooded the Turkey and Bethany Benavides. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Looks like they're making that fight Benavides and Yard. Since the real deal, Cup pass it all. I I'm starting to believe in this dude. I am. Let me see. Those first three rounds were always rough for fighters. Farmer could possibly get caught with the same shot in the sixth round and take it. I mean, could be. If he got caught with that later on in the fight, we'll see. I still want to see Tevin Farmer fight. I do. He always puts on a good show. What's up, D Style? I still want to see him fight. He always puts on a good fight. No, he'll never be great, but he's always putting on um, a good fight. So I still want to see him fight, dog. He's still, sometimes you just need guys in boxing that just go in there and just bring it. Not everybody has to be some elite fighter. Not everybody has to be, so skillful in boxing and the sweet science. Some guys need to go in there and just bring it, man. If not, everybody's gonna, everything's gonna be like Shakur Stevenson. You know what I mean? Terran Farmer got caught cold. Yeah, they got caught cold. Had he got caught with that later on in the fight, probably he would have been able to recover a little bit better. He probably maybe would have stayed up. We don't know. We don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know. You know. Ra Curiel. Hey man, I like this dude as well. We saw him go get a draw decision with Alexis Rocha, and I was thinking like, okay, this is Rocha's time to shine, but that's how I got onto Raul Curiel, and I don't know, man, maybe this guy can bring a little something to the table, dog. Maybe he can. I'm digging this dude a little bit more and more every time I see him, man. I'm digging his style. Surprised he got caught like that so early. Being a vet, yeah. I don't know. Maybe he overrated the kid. I got no idea. I mean, I saw all the face to face and the interviews and all that stuff that they're doing, and Farmer was very confident, and he should be. He should be, right. You shouldn't be all like, man, I don't know. Yeah, he should be. You should be. But yeah, man, it was just crazy to see him like that. Let's see, Ari. The goal if Canelo wins, Benavides next Turkey. Yeah, I mean, everybody's starting to deal with Turk. Everyone is starting to deal with the Turk, man. Let me see. Why did they wait till after the Jake fight to deport? Let me see. I didn't know anything about that at a podcast. Hey, dog. I'm getting a lot of that, man. I'm getting a lot of that, Holmes. In reality, that vato looks like me. I don't look like him, Holmes. He looks like me. So if we ever meet, just remember, I didn't meet him. He met me. He met Cholo Trucker, Holmes. All right. So who's the big star here, homie? It's not him. But all right, hey man, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the main event, and then we'll get to what happened to Chavez Jr. Okay. Well, for one, let me go ahead and tell you guys this. To me, the co-main event, after the three first fights on the pay-per-view card, the co-main event was a little bit slow, a little bit weak. It was like, man, I get it. Not every fight can be in a stoppage like the first three fights. But the co-main event, I'm like, come on, Zurdo, come on, Zurdo, come on, Zurdo, like, come on, man, pick it up, let's go, man. And I just, no, man, I was a little disappointed. I get it. I wasn't like completely hung up on it. Like, man, this is ruining my night. Like, no, but it's just I just wanted to see more from Zurdo. I wanted to, see a statement. I mean, his name is being thrown around to fight Jairo Pataya. If Benavides were to move up, at least at that time, right? Things of that sort. Hey, maybe he could go to heavyweight and to compete in heavyweight. And after seeing him on Saturday, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, man. I think Jai puts it to this dude, Holmes. Let's see. Government Junior guilty of weapon trafficking. All right, so let's get to a main event. Let's get to the fight, and then let's get to Chavez Jr. Man, and what happened with him today. So first of all, man, Jake Paul, the problem child. Man, this dude knows how to market. This guy knows how to keep himself relevant. He knows how to get people talking. He knows how to promote himself. This guy comes out to the song Lean Like a Cholo. That song is one of the dumbest jams that's out there, Holmes. Okay, it is. It's one of the silliest dumb songs. It was made as a gag by that dude, what's his name? Down Kilo, whatever his name is. I don't even really know who that fool is, but it's one like the dumbest song, Lean Like a Cholo, right? Jake Paul's in Southern California. He comes out to the song Lean Like a Cholo, and immediately it just got me going, dog. It got me laughing. It got me back into the fight. I mean, the fight wasn't even going on yet, but it got me back into the entertainment aspect of the fight. Right after the Zurdo fight, I was just kind of like, whatever, man. But him coming out to Lean Like a Cholo, it just like pow. I'm just like, all right, I'm up. I'm watching now. This guy's a fool, but he's doing what he got to do. He's gonna get people talking. This is, honestly, man, I thought it was great. I thought it was great that he came out the way he did. How in the hell did Jake Paul get ranked? That's a, you know. So the fight itself, look, the fight itself, like always, like every Jake Paul fight, the fight itself, people are saying like, hey, it was rigged. Um, Chavez got paid off. First of all, man, look, Holmes, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys this. I do not know why there's still people that root for Chavez Jr. I get it. You guys already know I don't like the dude, but after everything, how is it that this guy still draws a crowd? How is it that this dude still has a big fan base that whenever he comes out and makes his ring walk, people are there cheering for him? Like, I don't understand. This dude has done everything against what fighting is, man. I don't understand how people are still there clinging on to him. Oh man, he's fighting. Oh man, let's go to the fights and let's cheer for him and everything. I mean, just the fact that he's Mexicano. I mean, I don't understand, dog, how people still cheer for this guy. Now, if you want to root for him and like, hey man, I know he has substance abuse, substance issues, and things of that sort, so I'm rooting for him. Just for him to get his life better. I look. I guess I can understand that. I just don't understand though. Where it's like you guys really think that this dude is all about it. Look, he lost to Anderson Silva, an MMA guy. He quit against the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs, when he had his head painted like a snow cone. It was like all blonde except with a little patch of blue right here. Like this dude, I don't understand how people keep on clinging on to this guy and si se puede, and he's a raza, and let's just keep cheering this dude on. I don't understand it. Wearing his hot pink underwear, making Freddie Roach wait when Freddie Roach was training him, and I'm sorry, and Chavez not even having the respect to make the phone call himself. No, he has one of his assistants make the phone call to Freddie Roach. Hey, he's not feeling well, so he's not going to show up. I just, I don't get what else does this guy need to do for the fans to be like, you know what, man, I've had it with this dude. I'm not cheering with this guy. And as he says, he wants to continue his career. I don't know. We'll find out after what happened to him. But he say he wants to continue. You're still gonna show up. I'm, I see you, D Style. I see you. I mean, his dad isn't even that big of a fan of his son. His dad is there because he has to be, because that's his son. But in reality, I mean, he's not even that big of a fan of him. So the fight starts. Chavez does not throw any punches. He doesn't throw any punches, so it gets people talking. It was rigged. It was rigged. It was rigged. Okay, look, if it was rigged, who are you blaming? Chavez doesn't have to take the money. If it were rigged, then Chavez is the one that sold out. But nonetheless, look, personally, I don't think it was rigged. But oh well. If it was rigged, then okay. He's the one that sold out then. Nonetheless, Jake Paul's a horrible boxer. We all know that. All right. I'm a fan of his because of what he's been doing in the sport of boxing. And there's plenty of people that are against him talking about that he's ruining boxing. Man, there's so many other things that's wrong with boxing outside of Jake Paul. Jake Paul, in my opinion, is not ruining boxing. He's making a mockery out of it. He's ruining boxing. He's single-handedly killing the sport of boxing. Don't you see all these other divas, homie, that are actual real boxers? I'd point at them way before I point at Jake Paul. Heck, at least Jake Paul keeps himself active, at the very least. I'm not here to defend the guy. Hate Jake Paul if you want. I don't care. But he's not killing boxing. All these other fighters that don't fight each other, they're killing boxing. All these other fighters that just fight with each other via social media but don't meet each other in the ring, to me, they are the problem in boxing, not Jake Paul. I mean, if boxing was where it was at back in the, say, early 90s, somebody like Jake Paul wouldn't even be able to survive in the sport because nobody would care about any of that stuff. Because you had great fighters fighting great fighters. I know there wasn't social media back then like that, like there is today, but that stuff wouldn't even be able to survive. It's able to survive today because you got all the boxers, especially American fighters, just fighting each other on social media, but they don't meet each other in the ring, man. And they're not even really fighting. A lot of fighters are fighting once a year. So all this, oh man, Jake Paul is, killing boxing. He's making a mockery of boxing. Nah, dog. I think there's a lot of other fighters that are making a mockery of boxing. I think that there's a lot of other fighters that are killing boxing, not him. There's a nice list before we get to the name of Jake Paul. But look, when Chavez Jr. was engaging, I thought he was actually being successful when he decided to throw. But that was what he started throwing punches like in the fifth round or something, very late into the fight. And I thought, hey, you know what? If Chavez keeps, throwing punches, man, he can actually do something here. But anyway, man, look, Jake Paul beats him, rightfully so. Oh well, Jake Paul's not a good fighter, dog. He's not gonna be champion. All right, so let's get to what okay, the whole stupid thing of him being ranked now, I think is just foolish. It is beyond stupid that he's ranked. Anybody with a little bit of amateur boxing experience will go in there and beat the brakes off of Jake Paul. They don't even have to have a professional career. If they have an amateur career and have as in boxing 10 years, they would go in there and beat down Jake Paul. Okay, all this stuff about him fighting Zurdo and fighting all this. I don't believe that he really wants it. I just think he's doing what he's got to do to keep himself relevant, market himself. But no way is anybody on his team going to allow him to get in there with a Zurdo or any real fighter. Badu Jag, man, Badu Jag will kill this dude. Anybody with some real boxing background. I'm not talking about any champion, anybody elite fighter. I'm talking about low level tier dudes will kill Jake Paul in the boxing ring. I said it before. I told you guys last week. Ryan Garcia. Jake Paul's way bigger than Ryan Garcia. Weighs way more than him. As horrible as Ryan Garcia looked against Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia will beat the dog doodles out of Jake Paul. Not because Ryan is so great, but because Jake is so terrible. But nonetheless, man, let me see what you guys are saying here. I missed some of you guys. Yeah, because of his dad. Yeah, and that'll probably never go away. The raza cheering for Chavez Jr. was only because somebody wants to Logan Paul won. Yeah, I mean that could be it. It could be more anti Logan Paul as opposed to pro Chavez Jr. Yeah, yeah, no, I get it. And look, I was around. I was around when his dad was doing the damn thing. Um, whenever Chavez Senior fought, it was like it was like a holiday at my pad. You know what I mean? Chavez, all my family's from Mexico. I'm first generation here. So whenever Chavez Senior, whenever he fought, dog, it was like a party at my pad. It was like a holiday. See, it's a cult. It's a cult. Cholo, his dad. Yeah, yeah, I get it. But at some point, don't you say like, okay, you know what? This dude is actually a disgrace to what his dad did. At some point, don't you do that? Let me see, they're patrolling boxing and showing how rigged and fixed it is. All right, man, could be. Hey, then Chavez sold out. Paul had a script for all his fights. That's why his gloves and how Mike fit his gloves. Oh, yeah, Mike Tyson biting his glove. All right. I mean, then everything, like everything can be a conspiracy. Everything can be like that. Hey, what's up, Puerto Rican rum? Hey, man, Chavez Jr. is no longer with us here in the States. Uh, I got the update and I was like, what the heck? I thought it was like somebody, I thought it was a joke, right? This dude gets deported and I haven't really looked into it in deep detail. If some of you guys know, let me know. But apparently he was wanted for trafficking. Now, I think it was drug or weapons trafficking, right? Now, he has been in trouble with the law before, right? Um, I don't know if it's true or not. But he does have a troubled history. I mean, heck, he got out of rehab earlier this year. The fact that he fought Jake Paul and then gets deported, um, I was so perplexed. Like, wait, he got deported? Oh yeah, he's wanted for trafficking weapons. Like, all right, he was in the spotlight. How long was he wanted for? Because he was in the spotlight over the weekend. And not only over the weekend, but moving going into this weekend, did nobody know where to find him? Or did these charges just barely arise? Because he's been in the spotlight for a while leading up to this fight. It's not like, oh man, we just barely found him. Oh man, we didn't know where he was. Oh, now we found him. So that's why I'm like, I don't understand. How did this deportation for Chavez Jr. arise just out of nowhere? Oh, it's because he's wanted in Mexico. Okay, just barely? Because he's been in the spotlight for quite a while leading up to this fight. So where did this come from, man? Unless unless they wanted him to get through the fight. Unless there was some sort of backhanded deal, or maybe they just wanted the fight to happen, or maybe they knew they were going to get him and they're just like, hey, you know what, throw a little money our way and then we'll get him afterwards. I've got no idea. Do I believe that he was involved in some shady stuff? I mean, he has been before, and that's what sucks. That's what sucks about being um a, a, a an ex-criminal, man. Because now moving forward, when you're accused of something, now people kind of tend to believe it. I'm an ex-felon myself, so if something happens, it's like, oh well, you know what, yeah, he's been in trouble with the law. He's been in trouble with the law, and it sucks because it's like, well, wait a second, man, I'm as innocent as the next man. But yeah, so I really don't, I don't want to speculate on Chavez, on whether he's guilty of any of this stuff or not. Like I said, I didn't even really do a deep dive in it. I just thought it's I just thought it was odd. I just thought it was odd that this dude has been in the spotlight promoting this fight, and it's a few days after the fight that, hey, he's wanted in Mexico. Like, okay, I know you knew where he was, though. He's been promoting this fight. He's been in front of the cameras. He's been in front of the spotlight. Well, look, that's nice of you to let him get through the fight first, I guess. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Chavez fights were a major event in my house, and I'm not even Mexican. Yeah, yeah, Puerto Rican rum. It was to me growing up. Him and De La Hoya. Whenever those two guys fought, it was always in my household. It was always like a holiday, man. It was always like a celebration. It was always, a lot of just bring family and everything, and the carne asada and everything. It was like a huge deal, and everybody would gather around the television, dog. That big old freaking box TV. Today, one person can move a TV. Back in those days, dog, one man is not moving that TV. That sucker sat on the floor and ain't nobody moving that damn thing. That sucker was heavy, and it was, you had the damn button that you pull out and then pull in and pull out, and that's the volume. But ain't nobody moving that TV. There is no angle, move it this way, move it that way. Nah, Charlie, it's stuck right where it's at. And everybody, make sure you get, circle around the TV because that sucker ain't moving. That sucker was damn heavy. Do you think when Chavez Sr. has any idea of the marketing rig going on behind the scenes? I mean, look, Chavez Sr., as much as we all respect Chavez Sr. and everything, he wasn't the cleanest dude either. You know what I mean? He's had his issues, man. Um, yeah, I think he know. Hey, what's up, Mikey? He wasn't the cleanest guy either. Definitely a legend. Definitely, so many people watched him, and to most most Mexicans, right? Mexicanos, Chicanos, to most, he will always be the greatest. No matter what, he will always be the greatest. No matter if anybody passes, no matter if any other Mexican surpasses him, and whatever it may be, he will always be the greatest to them. You can't tell them any different. He will always be the best to them. Let's see. Talk about how you would give Jake Paul a run for his money. Hey, well, there's a guy right there. Mikey Chicano Tube. He's on here. Mikey, hey, dog. If you can make it happen, dog. I'll get in there with Jake Paul, Holmes. Look, I'll tell you guys this about Jake Paul, man. I'll tell you guys this about Jake Paul. Comparing him to real boxers, to real fighters, he sucks. Terrible. Okay. And I said it already, man. Anybody that has a little bit of boxing skills, or the worst boxer out there, will put hands on Jake Paul. Okay. I mean, Tommy Fury beat him. Who the heck is Tommy Fury, right? But, but just your average Joe, yeah, Jake Paul will beat that dude in a boxing ring. I do give Jake Paul some credit for what he's doing in the ring, right? My respect for him is more what he's doing outside of the ring, but I do give him some respects in what he does in the ring. He doesn't have any boxing background, no amateur. He just jumped right into it. He's some YouTuber, and he's fighting other athletes from other sports, and he's beating them. He's got to be doing something right. But no, he'll never beat a real. You know what? Actually, we just got proven wrong. No, because he beat Chavez Jr. Whether it was rigged or not. If it was rigged, then he sold out. And I've never really liked Chavez Jr. anyway. But yeah, man, I'm not really sure what if. Let me see if anybody knows what's the deal. Oh shoot, I just screwed that up. What's the deal with Chavez? Because I just think it's funny, dog, that this dude. Why can't I? Okay, there we go. All right. Let's see. I got a few more minutes on here. If anybody wants to jump on, man, and talk a little boxing, I want to look something up real quick. Despensa here. Let me see. Again, we will not be live tomorrow. And this is actually kind of late for me, dog. I go to sleep super duper early because I wake up super early. But good thing I got the fourth off. Um, Okay. I was gonna read some of this stuff about Chavez, but it's all good. It's all good. Hey man, some of the fights, bro, didn't know you would lie. Hey, YouTube. It's all good, Dimitro. Hey man, some of the fights that are looking to be made, yeah, Benavidez versus Anthony Yard. I actually like that fight. I do like that fight, man. Um, I do favor Benavidez on that. I do like Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard's not a great fighter or anything of that sort, but I do like that fight. If it gets made, it gets made. Does that need to involve the Turk though? Like, I don't want the Turk. I don't want all these dudes getting overpaid for fights that they don't need to be getting paid that much for. Benavidez versus Anthony Yard. It's a decent fight, but these guys don't need to get. You don't need to break the bank for a fight like that to be made. You shouldn't have to. This cannot be sustainable. This is a short term thing. I can almost guarantee the Turk is not looking what he's doing. I can almost guarantee this isn't a long term deal with him. I'm thinking he's thinking 10 years ahead, which is why he's starting his TKO league, because he just can't keep overpaying these dudes for decent matchups. Benavidez versus Yard, that's a decent matchup. Is it main event pay per view caliber? Man, heck no. Hell nah, dog. Nor should they be getting paid like it is. But now it's like every fight needs to be overpaid for these dudes to get in there. See, people want to keep on pointing the finger at Jake Paul. Oh man, he's destroying boxing. He's what's wrong with boxing. How about all these dudes that want to get overpaid for so decent fights? Like, I think that's a much bigger issue. Yardage damaged goods after better BF. Then again, who normal after fighting that guy? Yeah, yeah. I actually want to see him against Benavidez. I actually want to see him against Colin Smith. Anthony Yard, it's yeah, it's fine, but I don't see why the Turk has to be involved with anything. And by the way, Benavidez, PBC guy, now he's dealing with the Turk, and of course he is, man, because that's where the money's gonna be at least for the time being. I don't think that the Turk is gonna just keep on long term overpaying fighters. Why is Turkey brought in Dana White, the king of cheap combat payout? So I think it's a long term game. I think it's a long term game. See, everybody's thinking about the here and now, right? When they're talking about this boxing league that they're going to starting next year, people are thinking about the here and now. Oh, they're not going to be able to get, it's not going to work. You think Canelo's going to go over there? You think all these, high level fighters are going to go over there? No, they're not. It's not made for them. It's not made for them. It's made to start the snowball effect, to start monopolizing boxing. It's a long term game. At least this is what I believe. That in 10 years, so if it starts next year, 3036, it would have monopolized and taken over boxing. Because they're going to be paying these guys a bigger wage than they would be if they weren't with TKO. At least the guys that nobody knows, right? So they're gonna want to go to TKO because nobody knows Joe Schmo who's fighting at the bingo halls. That dude's getting paid with a sandwich and some gas money for showing up. But at TKO, this guy's making what was it? Like 75,000, or I might be even wrong on that. I think it's more. All right. So from there, That pool, they start building stars. And when they start building those stars, then you pay them more and more and more and more. But it's all under the TKO banner. Because now fighters that go pro, they're going to want to fight for TKO, because when you first get into the sport of boxing, you're getting paid by peanuts, dog. They're just throwing you a bag of peanuts and saying, there you go. That's your pay. Where the Turk, he's going to pay you a good $50,000, $75,000. And that's how he's going to monopolize. So it's not about the big stars of today. I believe he's thinking about making the stars of tomorrow. And I believe it's gonna work, man. I do. I do believe this league is gonna work, and I think all the big stars are gonna be with TKO a decade from now. Not next year, but a decade from now. So, but some of these fights being made, hey man, you know what? They just agreed with Chris Eubank Jr. with the rematch against Conor Benn. You know, the first one was a good fight. Chris Eubank Jr. Is being investigated because I guess over there across the pond or with the BBBOC, you can't use a sauna, and he was using a sauna to cut weight. Uh, so let's see what happens with that. TKO owns it all: boxing, UFC, WWE, and people leave out WWE. They don't. They yeah, they own. I'm a big wrestling fan. Yeah, TKO. They own WWE, man. Close it out by talking about your home decorating style. Looks like a man cave 24/7. Like it. This is my living room right here. Yeah, man. All the way to the three TVs. I don't know if you guys were able to see that, but yeah, it's my living room, dog. Love my little pad, Holmes. I love my little home, dog. Got my house, got my yard, got my garage, got the dog out there in case anybody wants to jump the fence. My dog will rip your balls off. All right, we'll leave it at that. We'll be back next week. Again, I'm on here live tonight. It was unplanned, but we were not going to be on here live on 4th of July. So you guys enjoy the 4th of July. Be safe. There's some fights across the pond, and I will be watching those. But I'll catch you guys next week, and I'm hoping to do something throughout the week. Hopefully, I could get somebody come on and talk some old school boxing again, man. And there's an event coming up that I plan on attending. I'm gonna drop in the community post. But with that, you guys have a great weekend. I'll catch you guys next on the next round. Hola pues.